My grandson just asked me a question that silenced the entire room. It wasn't about the news or his homework. He looked me in the eye and said, "When you get to the end, what actually counts?" I'm 73. That question, coming from a 16-year-old, hit me square in the chest. Because I've spent a lifetime chasing answers he wouldn't recognize. My name is Jacob, and for decades, I chased the wrong scoreboard. Success, to me, was a number. A title on a door. A balance in an account. I thought that was the game. I believed that was how you proved you mattered. I was so wrong. The world sells us this grand narrative of legacy, monuments, fame, world-changing impact. But I've learned that's a story for history books, not for human hearts. True significance is woven from a quieter, softer thread. Let me tell you about my friend, Anna. She worked in a library. Not as the head librarian, just in the children's section. For 30 years, she read stories, helped with school projects, and remembered every kid's name. When she passed, the local paper didn't run an obituary. But at the small service in the community hall, something happened. Person after person stood. A novelist said Anna gave her the first book that made her feel understood. A teacher said she learned compassion from Anna's patience. A father, now with kids of his own, said that quiet corner of the library was his only safe place as a boy. Her life wasn't a headline. It was a hearth. She warmed the world one quiet moment at a time. We're taught to look for our reflection in applause. To measure our worth in external noise. But the echoes that last aren't from the shout, they're from the whisper. The touch on a shoulder. The "I see you" when someone feels unseen. The cup of tea offered without being asked. These acts feel incidental when we do them. They feel too small to register on the scale of a meaningful life. That's the illusion. I remember a winter, years ago. My career was in freefall. I felt utterly hollow. I was walking in the rain, just wandering. An acquaintance, David, saw me from his porch. He didn't call out a grand invitation. He just walked out with an umbrella, handed it to me, and said, "The kettle's on if you want to come in." We sat. He didn't probe. We talked about his garden, about an old movie. Nothing of consequence. And yet, in that space of no expectations, the tight knot in my chest began to loosen. I'll never know if he sensed my despair. He just offered a dry seat and a hot drink. That ordinary hour was a lifeline. He likely never thought of it again. This is the quiet truth about impact. You are often most essential when you feel most incidental. You will likely never know the moments you became someone's anchor. Your kindness today may bloom in someone a decade from now, in a form you'll never see. My late wife, Clara, had a ritual. Every Sunday, she baked. Not for us, but for whoever. The new family on the street, the elderly man down the road, a friend who'd had a rough week. I'd joke, "Clara, you're running a bakery service." She'd just smile and say, "Everyone deserves something warm." After she was gone, I met people who told me they'd kept her note, that her loaf was the only bright spot in a bleak month. She wasn't trying to build a legacy. She was just baking bread. And in doing so, she built a monument of warmth in countless hearts. Here is what I wish I'd known: you do not need to move mountains to move a person. The pressure to be extraordinary can make you despise your ordinary, beautiful life. The world is held together by invisible, loving hands. Look around you. The parent reading the same bedtime story for the 100th time. The colleague who listens. The stranger who returns your lost wallet. The volunteer who shows up, week after week. These are not small things. These are the fundamental atoms of a functional, kind world. They are the quiet pulse beneath the noise of history. So, to my grandson, and to you watching, I'll answer this way. Yes, what you do counts. Profoundly. But not where you're staring. It counts in the glance you hold a moment longer. In the truth you tell when a lie is convenient. In the patience you offer when you're in a hurry. In the quiet presence you give when someone feels alone. Your life doesn't need to be a masterpiece witnessed by millions. It needs to be authentic. Attentive. Gentle. That is the harder work, because it asks you to be consistent in the unseen moments. To care deeply when there's no audience to applaud it. I'm in my 70s. The horizon is closer. And when I sift through my memories, the shiny trophies gather dust. They feel like props from a play. What feels real? The nights I stayed up with a sick child. The afternoons I truly listened to a friend. The silent walks with Clara where nothing needed to be said. The apologies I finally made. These are my treasures. They have weight. They are what I will take with me. If this lands with you, I'd be grateful if you'd give this video a like and share it with someone who needs this quiet reminder. Our channel, Winds of Thought, is about these conversations. Drop a comment below. What is one ordinary moment from your past that mattered more than it seemed? And if you want more reflections like this, consider subscribing. There's more to unfold, together.